making his way to the cage, Devin, the Machine Miller.
Marquis has his opponent right here, and that's Devin Miller. Again, he'll be making his professional MMA debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our co-main event of the evening. This fight is being brought to you by J. Duncanson Roofing and is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the XKO Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Young Ideas blue corner. He stands 5 feet, 5 inches tall. This freestyle fighter weighs in at 136 pounds, bringing in the cage 2 victories, 1 defeat, representing Team Takedown, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of San Antonio, Texas. Make some noise for Marquis, the Rebel Smith. Across the cage, this freestyle fighter stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, weighing in 135 pounds, making his professional debut, representing Fitness Fight Factory and Phalanx MMA, fighting out of Keller, Texas. Put your hands together for Devin, the Machine Miller. Seth Fuller.
All right, guys, you got your instructions in the dressing rooms. Fight when I say fight, stop when I say stop. Most importantly, protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, go back to your corner, come out, fight.
Marquis will be in the black with red Venom trunks. Devin will be in the mostly black trunks.
All right, co-main event of XKO 38, ladies and gentlemen. Marquis, the Rebel Smith, in the black and red. In the black, Devin, the Machine Miller. It is about to go down. 3 5-minute rounds.
Ooh, big leg kick there by the Machine. Oh, and a big overhand right there by Marquis. Testing the strength of the cage as both men buckle into it. Nice takedown there by Miller. Really nice leg trip. Marquis locking it up in a triangle into the half guard.
Smart guy, smart right there, because very easily Devin is one of those guys that can just jump to the full mount and then it's possibly lights out.
Yeah, and I like that. Marquis did a really good job of fighting out of that, getting into full guard.
Hook in the leg there, gave it back up. That's fantastic. I'll tell you, Marquis Smith, man, great guy outside the cage.
Yes, he is.
When he comes in here, he is all business. There's no winking or showboating. He's here for business.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, ref is stopping.
Not sure what
was that about? What happened? Oh, I think he got poked in the eye.
Well, I don't know that he got poked, or I don't know that if he took a toe in the eye. I haven't. This is interesting, and I hope he's okay, obviously, but.
Well, he's closing both eyes.
Well, that's what I say. Interesting.
It could be one.
Right. But interesting the fact that, you see how much pain he was in right off the bat. I'm not sure. Does he have contacts?
No, you can't fight with contacts. I don't think you can. Can you?
You know what?
I don't think you can fight with contacts.
That's a great. Look at the replay here, and let's see.
Okay.
See if we can see what happened.
Did he get poked in the eye, or?
Well, you would think that he did, but I don't. Here on the replay, I don't see anything. And that's why I was wondering, replay cut off a little early.
Yeah, we're going to check this out. The other night we were watching Bellator. Alexander Shlemenko's fight.
Yep.
And, his opponent's eye was completely closed, but he was still able to continue the fight.
Right.
You get an eye injury.
Yeah, you just, what you don't want is a scorched retina or something like that. That really jacks the guy up.
He's got a little bubble right there below the left eye.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're looking here on replay again, and
I'm not sure what.
Just hard to tell. Hard to tell.
There's obvious trauma to the left eye. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
We reset. We got to fight.
Jeez, that's a big kick to the neck. And Miller did a really good job of not really giving a crap. He's got double underhooks and a body lock here. You want to squeeze that lower back of Marquis and then use that single leg trip if you can, is what you'd like to do. And there it is. And again, we find ourselves back on the ground. This is
back in the same position we were at before, which is great.
That's right.
You know, we didn't lose any steps here.
We didn't lose any steps. Marquis again trying. Well, Miller this time though, fighting for mount. Marquis doing a very nice job of keeping out of it.
And very composed.
Nice knees by Miller. 2 knees.
And that's what you don't see a lot of guys doing these days. Is you have an advantage with the knees. Don't worry about trying to go for the clinch. Use the knees.
That's exactly right.
The clinch will come if it needs to be there.
Well, so looking at it from Marquis' standpoint, Marquis really needs to have an underhook here so he can lever that thing up and turn position. Because right now he's not able, he doesn't have any position whatsoever with the upper body.
Ooh, got to watch out for that crotch shot. I know he wants to go for the inside leg there, but you got to be careful.
Marquis got a whizzer, but he's going to have to. What he's going to have to do is going to have to drop his right shoulder if he can stop getting punched, and then wrench down real hard over the top on top of Miller's arm and shoulder area, and he could actually reverse positions or even slam Miller into the cage if he could get into that position. But you can't stand here, and that's my point, because Miller's just working him. You need to control that wrist. You need to do something, but you can't stand there.
And, Seth has been there plenty of times throughout the night. If there's a stalemate, he'll separate them.
That's exactly right. But Miller's working, he's obviously been working, throwing punches, continues to throw punches. And there's that trip again. This time, there's the whizzer, and that was smart. That was smart on Marquis' part. Use that whizzer right there. He needs to get wrist control if he can. Even palm slap, or what I would call a bitch slap up into the face of Miller. But you can't, you're taking a lot of unanswered, shots. So he's got to use that. He's got to use that whizzer. He's got to turn out here. Switch the hips. Or if anything, put your back flat up against that cage and use that right arm and underhook Miller's arm so you can stop these punches. Miller's doing a really good job. I like what he's using his head. See that head control, Antonio?
Mm-hmm. And that's what we were talking about earlier. There was another fight that tremendous head control was
Look
being
at that.
applied
Look at
there.
that. That I like, Mark. You see those round kicks Marquis using from the side? Look at that. That's great. Good. You gotta like. Good. There's the face push. There's the face push. Push the head out of the way. Spin. You got to turn your body, though. You got to turn your body. You got to use something here.
We're way early in the fight, so the energy should be there for Marquis to circle up. Now he's getting that stop right there. Devin Miller's kind of preventing him from going circling out to his left.
Yeah, Miller's done a good job of holding position against the cage.
It's a great job of this close-knit defense.
Yes.
On both their parts, but right now really in the favor for Miller.
Yeah, and see, the problem is Marquis knows if he uses his head to come down, he's going to get punched. So he's got to do that. Oh, that's a nice knee.
Right now, Marquis is just at the will of Devin Miller, and that was good. It was a little bit late in the round, but it was still effective.
Yeah.
Now they know. Now Marquis can use that in the later rounns.
Yeah, but
if they're in that position again.
Here's the thing. Miller's asking him the question.
Oh, there we are right there.
Miller's asking the question. Can I get out of? Asking Marquis the question. Can you get out of this position? And Marquis doesn't have an answer.
Well, you said it before. He needs to circle out and get that whizzer. That's what he needs to do. But Miller's preventing that, obviously.
Right. So what you're what you've got to do in that position where he's not able to get to the outside and use that whizzer.
Yeah.
He needs to turn back with his back against the cage, take his right arm and come with an underhook, and then tie Miller up
Where's the risk at if it falls short?
There is no risk.
Okay.
That's the thing. The risk is you continue to get punched in the face. You may take one small shot coming in, but you've already taken a bunch of small shots. Turn into him, get an underhook. Then you'll have a whizzer or an overhook and an underhook. Round number 2, here we go. And you'd think that Marquis would not want to get back on that cage because Miller just controlled him the whole time. Ooh, that's a nice kick.
You know, and this is where Marquis is very effective when he has a distance. When he's able to use the cage to his advantage, have a little distance, and change angles up.
Yeah.
In that clinch, it just did not work for him. And
right.
He needs to change the game plan up drastically. Take out Miller's legs.
But right there, instead of, and this is the thing with young fighters, when you throw a kick, it just doesn't have the same effect on a guy that's moving forward as if you're throwing punches and making him more hesitant. Okay, there's the underhook. Now, see if he can just take his right arm, Marquis, take the right arm, and there, Miller took it away from him. Wrist control. We're back in the same damn position we were before. Marquis has got to get flat up against the cage, and right here, he's got to throw that right arm up underneath of Miller and pass it. He's got to get his arm on the inside of Miller's arm and pass it over his head.
And that's the thing, is that Miller is sticking to his game plan. He's sticking to what worked in round 1.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly and it's effective. So I give him that. It's ugly and it's effective. You know, and Marquis, and I tell you something, Marquis would do well. He's got that overhand whizzer. He's got the overhand. Let go with that and try and swim up underneath and try and, you know, get an underhook with the left instead of an heavy. You know, you got to switch something up. You can't just sit here.
Because the thing is, if worst case scenario, Devin drops to his knee, pulls his legs down, then you're battling on the ground. But at least you're not. But at least you're not where you're at now.
That's exactly right. And where he is now is not a good position.
Okay. Being on the ground, at least you have some flexibility here.
Well, yeah, at least your back's not against the cage and you're getting completely dominated like he was just, you know, had just been getting dominated. And Marquis is a really good fighter, but he's just not been able to answer anything there. It's unfortunate.
And, you know, we've seen that before with a lot of fighters going against a guy who's making his pro debut.
Nice.
Oh, okay, now with full guard here.
Very nice, but I like the way he used his body, used his hands, and then his legs to check what Miller was going to do.
And the thing is, do you have enough gas in the tank to use those explosive moves to work your way up to the shoulder of your opponent? Because it's not easy. This late in the round, he's been on survival mode. So I'd like to see him try to pull that arm down. He's already posturing up that high. Pull that arm down. Try to get your leg over his shoulder. But there's like no attempt right now by Chase.
Okay, but
by Marquis.
But what you're seeing here, you see how Marquis trapped one arm, but he's let the other one. You got to work for a sweep from here.
Smart move by Devin Miller. Right here.
Get him against the cage. There's no where it can go. He can't put his back flat up against it. It's
almost 2-on-1 right now.
That's a gnarly move right there. I mean, smart. But you know, he's going to force, like he's doing. He's forcing Marquis to drop. You know, let go full guard.
Right.
He's got a foot inside.
Now you get your foot inside. That would be great if you were in the middle of the cage. You could actually push off.
Well, but even that, it's not high enough, or excuse me, deep enough into Miller's hip to do any damage as far as pushing him off. Now Miller's smart. If Marquis, if anything, if he could slide that in there and get a butterfly hook with it.
Yeah, he's just trying to.
But Miller is really savvy. You can see that. I mean, he's very savvy. I mean, he's you talk about embracing the grind, my friend. I mean, he is definitely, Devin Miller is really putting the grind here.
You know, one thing that was really exciting about Devin Miller, if I can bring that up, is that since he was 9 years old, he has been training at Fitness Fight Factory since he was 9 years old.
That's awesome.
You know, he's been training with Johnny Bedford. And so I spoke to Johnny, he said, yeah, this is one of my star protege pupils that actually gets a chance to get to this fight game.
Well, I tell you, and he's showing it. He's showing that he's got that, just that mentality just to grind it out.
You know, it's
and it's dominating.
It really is. You know, and you know, with the background in phalanx, you know, Derwin, if it came standing up, you know, he's got that up there too.
Yeah.
But team takedown they really have got to be getting frustrated right now with Chase not being able to get out of the pressure situations that Devin. And I'm not saying that Devin's not great. Devin's been doing a great job.
He has.
And it's just now time for Chase to try to adapt and overcome.
But Marquis has definitely got to do something here a little bit different.
He's down already right now with 20 seconds left in. He's down, you know, 2 rounds to 3 here out of 3 of them.
Yeah, he's just been completely dominated in both these rounds. 10 seconds left here in the second. Looks like we'll go to a third and final round, and you know, no answers.
Hopefully Marquis will go to his corner and say, look, this is where we know we're faulting out. Keep moving. That's the thing. As long as Marquis keeps moving in and out with the jabs, in and out with the kicks. But as soon as he threw that kick,
that's the thing.
Devin's already moving forward.
You have absolutely got to use your hands and stop with the kicks against a guy that is continually moving forward. And that is exactly what Devin has been doing, is move forward, 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 forward.
You know, and I like, the thing I like about a fighter who's down in the count, who's down in the point well, this is what I do like. They're in the corner and they're listening. They're listening. Listen, man, we need a knockout or a tap out. Instead of them, I got it, I can do this.
Right, but that's you know, but I'm not saying that that's what his coaches are saying.
Right.
Because that's like being Captain Obvious.
Right.
We know that's got to happen. The question is, how is this going to happen?
You know, I've seen some fighters that, you know, they're down in the count and they just don't change anything in a round 3.
Yeah, and right now, right now, for Marquis, he has got to absolutely go balls out, go for broke, do exactly, you know, whatever you got in the tank. Get that out right now.
You know, props to a guy making his pro debut in Devin Millard, not taking anything away. But, you know, we have 2 fighters in the cage, and we're trying to talk about both of them and push both of them.
Yeah, and see right there, Marquis, right there. Don't let him go. Don't let him.
There we go.
That's a tight guillotine. Boy, that's a tight guillotine. Boy, that's a tight guillotine. That's a tight guillotine. Well, he may be getting out of it, but right there. Now, and if he can stretch it out right here, he may get it. Now he's turned it into what we call a short choke. Wow, that's tight. That's tight.
Face is turning
beet
red.
Yeah, Miller.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
he's got that look in his
he
eye.
even sunk it even a little more. That's what we call a short choke. And Marquis, I tell you, God, Miller is doing a real good job, but you saw the saliva coming out of his mouth. Yep. You know that shit.
It's about ready to break. It's about ready to break.
He's going to come out of it. He really looks like he's going to come out of it.
If he turns his chin in, he can get out of it.
And they're slowly popping out of it.
There he goes. That's it.
And if I'm Marquis,
great attempt. Wow. He popped his hand away.
Really
great
good
attempt by Marquis.
Because that was deep.
Yeah, it was.
That.
You know, Devin didn't panic. Devin did not panic. But Marquis made great reaction time.
Yeah, Marquis that's what I say. That's the chance you were given. You got to take it.
Well, the thing is, you know your opponent's going to try and get you to the ground. So what are you going to do? Capitalize on that.
And you know you're down 2 rounds. You got to try and sub the guy. That may be the best opportunity you're going to get of the night, is to sub him right there.
At this point, Marquis has got to get to his feet. He needs to get to his feet.
Yeah, but we've seen that with Miller, and he may have burned his arms out on trying to get that short choke out of the guillotine.
There's nothing worse than those rubber arms.
He may have nothing left in the tank.
Oh, he's being crucifixed.
Yeah, going for the crucifix.
There's the crucifix.
Now he's going to have to move. Boy, that's a brilliant move by Devin.
The ref might stop the fight.
Boy, that's a solid move by Devin.
Now he's in a bad position.
You got to stop
That's
it.
the fight.
Yeah.
My hat's off to Marquis, but my hat's off to Devin. Stay in the course, man. Good job.
Tell you, Marquis showed a lot of heart, but Devin showed a lot of skill. Oh, it was tight.
beat, but fuck that shit. There's a nigga trying to kill me. I'm popping in the clip with the wind blow. Every 20 seconds got me peeping out my window. Investigating the joint for traps. Taking my telephone text. I'm staring at the woman on the corner. It's fucked up when your mind's playing tricks on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Seth Fuller has called a stop to this fight at 2 minutes and 5 seconds into round number 3. The winner by TKO, Devin the Machine Miller.
Devin, your first pro fight, your first pro win. But man, you look like you've been doing that. This was like your 10th or 11th pro fight. That was very technically dominant in every way. From your striking to cage control was phenomenal. And then, you know, the ending with the, you know, crucifix position strikes. Talk to me. I mean, Marquis is a tough kid. Talk to me. What are your thoughts about your performance tonight?
He's super tough. Honestly, I train with some of the best guys in DFW. Both F3 and Phalanx. I'm only getting better. That's the start of it. I'm still working on stand-up. I did my game today, came out, took him down, landed my strikes on the ground, did what I needed to do. I knew he was a tough stand-up guy. So I just come out here and do me. I'm only getting better. I train with the best.
Well, I tell you what, the old saying goes, unless you win your first one, you can't win them all. You're on a heck of a roll. You fought a really tough young man. I know we'd love to see you back. You talk about working your striking on Derwin. You know, obviously, you've been working on it. It looks really good. In this division, you've seen guys fight here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Think you're there, even though it's just one pro fight, one victory. Who'd you like to fight?
Oh, anybody. Just give me somebody. Pick them out. Pick them out. Anybody? Just pick them out. I'm already there. I don't need it. I'm only getting better. Like I said, pick them out.
It's the best answer you can ever give. Ready to go at any time. Devin, congratulations one more time for your winner, pro debut, Mr. Devin Miller.